Shatters, what is good? Today we are finally listening to Kim Petras for the first time. I don't know how this is gonna go. People have been wanting me to react to her forever, especially those in my Twitch chat. You know who you are. There's a couple few, but yeah, I once looked through her track list of an album called Slut Pop. That was not the most appealing kind of first glance into Kim Petras, to be honest, but that's kind of what I'm expecting here, is something similar of the title names and whatnot I was reading throughout that album. But yeah, I really don't know what entails. I don't know what's about to happen, but you know, we're here and we're about to be on this detour. But anyways, please do like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me grow. And anyways, let's get into Kim Petras Detour.
This is the beginning of the end. Everything before was just pretend.
Okay.
You're such a fucking hypocrite. Think I don't know you love this shit. Speaker, 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 sip. Drove him to the cliff so I could jump. Don't you know the free fall's what I want? All my sick bitches to the front. I'ma take you with me if you're bad enough.
Okay.
Let's take a detour. 'Cause life is in it, don't amount to nothing. Though my lights out here fall off, it's not like before. If you do it hardcore. Throw your life away tonight, let's take a detour. 'Cause life is in it, don't amount to nothing.
Okay.
Though my lights out here fall off, it's not like before. If you do it hardcore. Let's take a detour.
I love the message. Okay, I have comparisons.
Get in or get lost. If you kiss me tonight, I'ma fuck up your life. Surprise, doll eyes. Throw my fist through the roof just to feel something.
Okay.
I'ma fuck up your life. I'ma take you with me if you're bad enough.
I like that instrumental.
Let's take a detour. 'Cause life is in it, don't amount to nothing. Though my lights out here fall off, it's not like before. If you do it
Hardcore.
Throw your life away tonight, let's take a detour. 'Cause life is in it, don't amount to nothing. Though my lights out here fall off, it's not like before. If you do it hardcore. Let's take a detour.
Okay.
Let's take a detour.
Okay. I have a few comparisons. First and foremost, the message she's conveying is interesting, you know. Let's throw away our lives. I don't know to what extent she kind of means that. Maybe I'm analyzing this a little, you know, too objectively, too literally. But see, this isn't what I was necessarily expecting, considering the things I have seen from her regarding a album called Slut Pop, like I was talking about earlier. You know, it gives me like Charlie XCX vibes if she was like, if she like took it further, you know what I mean? Like obviously it has kind of that like Sophie sound to it, that like I might even go as far as to saying like something like a Lady Gaga art pop kind of sound to it a little bit. Just, you know, on drugs, maybe on some psychedelic. I've never done drugs before, so I don't know what any of that stuff is like, but just kind of my general conception of it, you know, that's just that's how I see it. I've never done a drug in my life, by the way. That's actually a fact. Nothing. I'm clean. But unless you count alcohol, but never to a crazy extent. But yeah, it's interesting. I like the production. I like the instrumentals. I am a big fan of hyperpop. You know, that kind of. I mean, I know it's the kind of basis that everyone kind of generalizes it. But like the Charlie XCX kind of sound. I am a big fan of that. I do like that a lot. But you know, this does seem like a nice like club song for like 21-year-olds, of course. Obviously those who are legal. You know, it just keeps that like, yeah, that's the vibe so far. That's the vibe. And obviously the lyrics aren't the most like, how do I say this without coming off wrong? Like the most meaningful in a way. But yeah, I like the sound so far. It's definitely a sound that I'm not opposed to. Where is this? Is this LA? Yeah, it has to be. DTLA. Oh, I was just talking about you. LA.
DTLA 101 when I'm on my way, running over bitches like GTA, just to see your face. It's gon' get late. DTLA ETA for PDA.
Okay.
For penthouse press to play. Oh my god, all you bitches went through. So spray more perfume. Made it to his bedroom. The only one's up here. All night long, now my innocence gone. You gon' lay that pipe down. Why you play that Drake song?
The ad-libs from the Drake song. Oh hell no. Bro. Am I tripping or does she sound like Taylor Swift a little bit right there? Okay. You talking about me? Beat switch? Also, I've been drinking this energy drink and it's low-key terrible. This album so far kind of feels like if I was off like 3 of these and they have like 300 milligrams of caffeine each. Okay. Okay, I like this change. Damn, she just got vulnerable on us. See, like I said, I know it's the easiest comparison to make, but I'm gonna make it because it's like it's a good comparison. I mean this in such a good that right there reminds me of like the epitome of like a Charlie XCX album where it can go from like some crazy upbeat song straight into your face and then it just goes to like something sad out of nowhere where they just get super vulnerable or you know, that was kind of just that beat switch right there. It's like whoa. I was taken aback for a second. I like how it got vulnerable. I hope we have some depth in this album for sure. Because you know the first song and then the first half of that song is kind of just like it's like, yeah, it's definitely meant for a specific scene, but it's not something I personally am the most like into in that sense. I know I was talking about I love the hyperpop, I love Charlie XCX, but some of my favorite Charlie XCX songs are like those where she gets super vulnerable, you know. To be honest, uh, it's an intriguing sound so far. Is it something I would necessarily come back to? No, but if I was like in the setting for it, like I wouldn't be mad that it's being played. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. I definitely think it kind of has its fit. Um and it's just not something so far that I am the most into all the way, I would say. But obviously we're only 2 songs in, you know. Who knows what could lie from here. So let's find out. I like your look. Song 3. But definitely I think like I mean, Kim Petras is big for a reason, right? Okay. I like the instrumentals a lot. Okay. Okay. I've come to a realization. Okay, the production. Okay. Yeah, very nightclub coded, but I feel like I don't know. I How do I feel? Sonically, like, it sounds good. Like, there's no knocking that. It's just like me personally and my music taste. Um, I don't know. My music taste is like I need something to latch onto, you know. I need something of depth. I need something of I don't know. I don't know. That's just how I am with replaying music. Is this something so far that I'm mad I'm listening to? No, not at all. You know. Is it something I would necessarily, at least these songs so far? No. I wouldn't come back. But like I said, if it was played in the right setting, if it was played in a nightclub, you know, this like it just gives me that kind of like European like nightclub kind of feel. Like if it was played in that, I wouldn't be mad whatsoever that it's on. Especially that first song. I think that first song is kind of like the epitome of what my concept of that kind of whole world is. And so yeah, I think it's definitely more fit for a setting. And I don't think it's a crazy thing to say at all. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely not lacking, but it's just like not my personal cup of tea. Obviously, you know, I'm not the target demographic anyways, but you know, it's definitely not bad. Song 4, Check It.
The gloss on my lips, check
Okay.
it, check it, check it, check it in the fit on my jeans, check it, check it, check it, check it in the make on my car, check it, check it, check it, check it in my je ne sais quoi, check it, check it, check it, check it, come on.
Okay. Makes me feel like I'm glitching a little bit.
Check the blush on my cheeks, check it, check it, check it, check it in the voice on my phone, pack it, pack it, pack it, pack it in the shape of my ass, check it, check it, check it, check it in the face that I make when you wreck it, wreck it, wreck it, come on, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it. The dew on my skin, check it, check it, check it, check it. And the weight of the world, check it, check it, check it, check it. And the wind in your hair, check it, check it, check it, check it. Jesus died on the cross, bless him, bless him, bless him, bless him, come on. Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. Gloss on my lips, in the fit of my jeans, in the make of my car, in my je ne sais quoi, and the weight of the world and the wind in your hair. Jesus died on the cross, bless him, bless him, bless him, bless him, come on.
Oh, it's over. That was quick. Oh, my bad, Polo. I didn't catch this minute and 52 seconds. I didn't even realize that was a little abrupt. I also wasn't, you know. But, okay. That's definitely an album song for me. It's definitely probably my least favorite of the bunch so far. It kind of just was short, quick. Album filler to me, to be honest. Fodder, if you will. But, yeah, I mean, obviously a little repetitive. I think it was just kind of put on there to be on there, to be honest. That's how I feel. It definitely was my least favorite so far. But I don't think it was bad. Like, I'd give it like mid, like 4 out of 10. Definitely won't come back to that one, to be honest. But you know, I definitely see the vibe she's kind of encapsulating, if you will. I definitely, you know, I kind of get it. I get it. I'm seeing the vision she put out with this project. You know, it definitely kind of fits what I was saying previously. So at least in my head, that's what makes sense to me. But yeah, it's all right so far. Nothing that's absolutely blown me away personally, but maybe Polo will. Song 5.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been on a Polo Ralph Lauren wave recently. That's what I'm gonna wear in Europe.
Not gonna make this shit too easy. I got them alligators left and right. My Ralph Lauren tight and teeny. Let's go. You wanna get me up my polo shirt? You wanna get me up my
Ooh.
polo shirt?
I like that instrumental part.
My polo shirt. My polo and my mini skirt. Titties popping up my bra.
Okay. My grandma? Rest in peace. I like that. I like the instrumental. Freaky. Okay, interesting. Some takeaways from this album so far for me. Some of the best parts have been the... No, I'm just kidding. Seriously though, some of the best parts have been the instrumentals and just like the production. It's obviously top notch. It's very good. And I love some of the ad libs she's thrown in there, just like the kind of random wonky, and even like those sound effects we hear, here and there. But yeah, see this, I'm just not the target demographic for this, to be honest. Yeah. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I definitely understand as to why Kim Petras is big, right? Like I get it. I see that, like, it's there. It's just that, for me, it's not mine. I'm not the target. It's like, what can you say when you're not the target demographic, when like this just doesn't, like, I have no relation, I have like no connection. I don't know. It's just kind of like sonically, yeah, it sounds fine. But I don't know. I just have nothing to, like, push me over the edge of being like, oh yeah. Brutalist, song 6. I want to say. Okay. Okay. Damn. I guess you could say they're a brutalist. ruined it.
I wanna take you there, I wanna take you there, I wanna take you there. But they tore it down, it's not there no more, they really ruined it.
Damn. Damn, what building is she talking about? Or maybe she's talking about the inner framework within herself. Maybe they was the people that was meant to bring her up, and they ended up tearing her down. Maybe it has a deeper psychological meaning that we are not thinking about. Is it really a building? Maybe. Maybe she really wanted to take this person to that building. Maybe she did. Or maybe it's the person that she used to be. Think about that for a second. I'm no philosopher, but hey, double entendre. That's a big word. My bad. I don't know. I felt like a philosopher today. See, I like this more. This is definitely one of the top songs on the album for me so far, because even though the lyrics are a little repetitive, you know, it's one of the more vulnerable songs that I said I more like appeal to, right? That's more my kind of, if I could take one thing out of this album, if I could get one thing out of this album, it's like, you know, just a song, you know, that hits a little harder than that. You know, I feel like there's only so much emotion you can convey in a song that's, you know, under 3 minutes, and has that repeating kind of hook to it, and, you know, it's a little repetitive, which I'm not mad about, but you know, there's only so much you can depict, so I'm hoping we get another one like this, but, you know, gets over that, like, over the hedge niche reference for me. Did you all like Over the Hedge? That was a fire movie. I remember the little title screen, or the little, like, you know, on DVDs when you had to like select to like start the movie, or like the extras or the options. Yeah, it was like a vending machine, I think. Need for Speed. Okay. Ooh, flowing. Okay. She caught a little flow there. Okay. Damn. I like this verse, or this hook. The flow she catches fire. Okay. Hey. Okay. Okay. In the terms of the songs that have been kind of similar to those, to that, rather, I think that's one of my, I don't know, I like that one a little more. I think she caught a nice flow, especially within the hook. Obviously, like I was saying, the lyrics aren't too deep. But you know, from what I am given and how, you know, it sounds sonically, it sounds, you know, she definitely can catch a flow. She definitely, you know, the music's there. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm being a hater. I hate being a hater. But like, it's not bad. It's just not something I'd go back to. You know what I mean? That's just all it is. There's nothing more, nothing less to it. That's just how I see it. And it definitely has like a setting for me where, like I said, if it came on, I would not be mad. But I think that last song, Need for Speed, just kind of the effects in there, the sound, the hook, and that flow she caught, just made me kind of a little more compelled to it. I liked it a little more. But is it anything like groundbreaking for me? You know what I mean? But anyways, Jeep song 8. What, the guitar? Whoa. We got the strings. Okay.
Pick me up in a beat up Jeep. Yeah, the little two-seater that he got for cheap. I know I called you late,
Okay.
I just couldn't sleep. Yeah, my mind's been racing about a couple things. Driving down to the bar, up some drinks. And you look so pretty when you talk to me. He's like a Jack and Coke, he's a little sweet. Little rough around the edges when he needs to be. Your mama thinks I'm bad for you.
Okay.
Your friends all think you're bad for me. And if I have another drink, then you keep staring back at me. Well, we've been down this road before.
Okay.
And we both know where it leads. 'Cause we got history. And history repeats. Fuck. Check, check. Check, check.
Okay, speeding up.
Pick you up in a beat up Jeep. You're the one my dad's been driving since the 70s. I was already up, I just couldn't sleep. Yeah, my mind's been bouncing off amphetamines. Driving down to the bar, order up some drinks. And you look so pretty when you talk to me. You like a Long Island iced tea. You're too sweet. Fuck. Your mama thinks I'm bad for you. Your friends all think you're bad for me. And if I have another drink, then you keep staring back at me. Well, we've been down this road before, and we both know where it leads. 'Cause we got history. We got history. We got history. And history repeats. We can
there a
just
firework?
drive around, listen to techno, listen to Eminem.
I love Eminem. That's my favorite rapper of all time. That's the GOAT. Let's get that frank. If you don't think Eminem is the best rapper of all time, go listen to the Eminem show. Thank you.
Listen to Slipknot.
Slipknot?
Sex in the parking lot, gas station. Maybe you can buy a new shirt there too. Go.
They got t-shirts at the gas station? I guess at Buc-ee's.
Yeah. Go to the Middle America shit. Do some Middle American shit or some shit. We can just drive around, drink some
Four Locos.
drink some Long Island iced tea.
See, that's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. This is what this album feels like to me. It's like drinking like a pre-patched Four Loko and then like 3 Monsters. Like that's just how that like Yeah.
White one, kicking that can around, kicking that can around, kicking that can around.
Okay. Okay. I'll go back to that transition into the next track. Hold up. Okay. I like this one a little more. I do. I think this is one of my like top 2 on the album. I like the vulnerability. See, that's what I think this is missing. So I hope kind of the album from here kind of goes down this more vulnerable path, gives us something more to connect to. At least for me, you know, like I was saying, I know I'm not the target demographic, so I really shouldn't bash it for that. Which I feel like I'm not bashing it necessarily, but I'm just not like, you know, I think the viewer, I think you get it. You know, it's just not my cup of tea. You know, I that's just how it is. But no, I like this. You know, it's kind of reflective, kind of introspective, kind of hopeful to it in that sense as well. Um, yeah, it definitely gives me more. This is a song I definitely think I'd be more willing to come back to. You know, it's just one of those. It's something that, you know, even if you can't relate to every single lyric she's saying, you definitely get the sense of emotion. You definitely get the sense of feel. You definitely at least for me, see something I can attach myself to in a way more than previous, right? So yeah, I'll give her credit where credit is due. Yeah, this is definitely one for the kind of more fitting for a consumer like me, right? So yeah, I kind of just hope my wish for the rest of this album, because I think there's 13 songs and we're on song 9 now. It just kind of continues down that path, this path. So we'll see. We will see, won't we? I think song 9. 101. Okay. Crazy timing. Hell yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. She's definitely confident. Bro, like, Bro. Okay. Okay, the timing of like what I was saying previously of like, oh, this being like a vulnerable song and then that coming on, like it's just like it's like damn. Got my hopes up. Cause yeah, I'm not gonna lie, 101, that shit was ass. Um uh yeah, that wasn't, I'll be honest, that wasn't great. I definitely think that was probably the worst song on the album so far. I don't know. It's a little out there, a little I don't know. It just didn't like, I don't know. That one just seems like the like least musically inclined sound for me. To be honest. It's a little out there. Not my cup of tea to the extent. And yeah, I don't think that was great whatsoever. I think that was pretty bad, to be honest. Damn. And maybe that's just because it's coming from the, you know, the song previously I liked it, you know, probably the most so far. And so maybe it's just like a little bit of that. It's like a little bit of a letdown. Maybe it deserves a second listen. Who am I kidding? That shit doesn't. No, I'm not listening to that again. Basketball, song 10. But no, hopefully we get some. There's still gonna be good from this. I know that. I'm still gonna get something good from this. I know that. I'm hopeful.
Darling, I just hate to play these stupid games with you. Going back and forth up on the court is what we do. I just don't want you thinking I'm playing fucking games. If there's another number, I plan on taking names. Yeah, half time, keep each other waiting up. Half time, pass the ball and post it up. Half time, fell in love at Derby Park. Half time, baby, you know you got my heart. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball? Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, 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 ball? Darling, I don't wanna love to go and fade away. Going back and forth, twos and threes is all we play. Play until we tie, until we going overtime. Playing for your heart and falling, you'll always be mine. Yeah, half time, keep each other waiting up. Half time, pass the ball and post it up. Half time, fell in love at Derby Park. Half time, baby, you know you got my heart. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball? Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, 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 ball? Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball? Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball? Baby, this love is like a basketball game. 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 Baby, you know you got my heart. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, ball, ball? Baby, can we, baby, can we,
Baby, can we
baby, can we
bow, 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 bow?
Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, let's ball, 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 ball. Baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we, baby, can we ball, 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 ball? This love is like a basketball game. Baby, this love is like a basketball game. Baby, this love is like a basketball game. Baby, this love is like a basketball game.
Yeah, I'm just not the target demographic. Like, I feel like I just heard this song previously where it's just the same, like, you know, hook over and over and over again. Yeah, like it has something there in the sense of emotion and whatnot and what she's conveying, but like it's just the same thing over and over again. Like, not saying I could do any better. I won't knock it, but I don't know. It's just not like I said, it's just a mix of things for me. I'm not the target demographic. I know that. I realize that. It's just, yeah, like it's whatever. Like at this point in the album, if it like, you know, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's just the back-to-back song kind of thing where the last one was probably my least favorite. And then this, just like the same thing over and over and over again. of like nothingness, to be honest. Like, we get it. This love is like a basketball game. Can we, like, for me, just like elaborate on it a bit, and then I'll like it more, you know? But obviously, I'm not gonna. I hate being a hater. I hate being a hater. I really do. Because there's definitely some good moments in here. I will give it that. And, you know, there might still be a couple to come. You know, we still have 2 songs left. So we'll see. But yeah, this song is just like, meh, for me. Bitch Ball Out.
Show you how a bitch ball out. I could get you off the casting couch. From the penthouse to the underground.
Wouldn't you want to go
Let me
opposite?
show you what it's all about. I got it going on. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. I did
Okay.
it on my own. I got dollars coming out my mouth. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitches know I got the range, no doubt. Had to match it so we both black out. What's my limit? There's no amount. And my pocket's well endowed. Bitch, I got it going on. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. I did it on my own. Pop my collar, swing my bird can round. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Let me show you how a bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. Bitch ball out. So let me show you how a bitch ball out.
Beat switch. Beat switch.
Did it on my own. My daddy ain't home.
Damn.
I did it on my own. I got it going
Okay, this one, I don't know. There's been a drop off in quality for me in the last half of this album, at least, you know, for the last 3 songs or so. This just seems like straight album filler. The last 2 especially. Yeah, the last 3 to be honest. Straight album filler. It's just like kind of putting something out there to get out there, you know. Yeah. At least this one was like only 2 minutes though. But no, I definitely think there's a drop off in quality, to be honest. Like the first half gave me something, you know. It had moments of, you know, good. And this is just kind of like Korea, song 12. Okay. 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 I'm feeling this one more. Euphoria. See, that's what I needed more of. You know, it wasn't obviously the deepest thing we've ever heard, but like compared to the last where it's just like missing kind of everything to me. That's just a step in the right direction. That one is definitely better. Is it great? No. It's not. Like, you know, it's kind of still empty, but at this point, especially within the last half of the album for me, it's just kind of a step up a notch. So yeah, I liked it. As much as I like that one. I'll be honest, I liked it. It was good. Definitely one of the top half song on the album for me, definitely. You know, the thing that kind of like I just feel bad is like there has been moments of good. There's been moments of good, but then there's like, you know, maybe I'm just not used to her sound. You know, maybe that's what she's known for. The fans love her for is that kind of like hyper poppy, like repetitive-y, you know, songs that I wasn't as gravitated towards. But you know, I'm not gonna let that ruin the rest of the album for me either. Like, it's just one of those things. It's like, it just seems like a little bit of album filler, and I think this project honestly would be more complete without like 3 songs. So yeah, I mean, that's just how I see it a little bit. But you know, the good is good, but the bad, you know, isn't great, right? The highs are, you know, up there a little bit, but then the lows are a little low. The highs are, you know. But anyways, we are on to our final song, Freak It.
Freak it.
Yeah.
Freak it. Freak it with stilettos on. Freak it. Freak it in your favorite thong. Freak it. Freak it with your headphones on. Freak it. I love you all night. Freak it.
Fine.
Freak it 'cause you got no job. Freak it. Freak it, I could hook you up. Freak it. Freaky little debutante. I wanna see your face at my show. Kiss brand on your jeans. Fishnets, pull them up for me. You got it all, and I wanna be. Don't be a tease. Freak it for me, for sure. Touch that, bring it all back. Little your chest, shining so for me.
Okay.
You got it all, and I wanna be. Don't be a tease. Freak it for me, for sure. Freak it. Freak it. Freak it. Freak it, baby, grab someone. Freak it. Play it like a PlayStation. You can freak it on your own. Till we rendezvous at my show. Freak the whole around this mall. Up and down, you gotta freak it. Don't be nonchalant. Stadium ovation in the penthouse floor to the base some more. You gotta freak it till you don't know what you're freaking for. Touch that. Gotta freak it till you don't know what you're freaking for. Touch that. Gotta freak it till you don't know what you're freaking for. Kiss brand on your jeans. Fishnets, pull them up for me.
Okay.
You got it all, and I wanna be. Don't be a tease. Freak it for me, for sure. Touch that, bring it all back. Little your chest, shining so for me. You got it all, and I wanna be. Don't be a tease. Freak it for me, for sure. Freak it. Freak it. Don't be a tease. Freak it for me, for sure. Freak it.
Freak It.
Freak it.
Freak it. Okay. See, that's her best sound for me, is that right there. Although I like the vulnerable stuff I was saying that she kind of got into a little bit here and there. Obviously, that's, her ideal sound, and I like this kind of sound more when it's not hyper repetitive. The same 30 lines over and over. Which, I don't mean to be a hater. I don't mean to bash her. I'm obviously not the target demographic, but if I was in a club, I would, you know, I wouldn't be mad this came on. You turn up. It's just like one of those fun. It has I don't. It's just it's definitely fun, right? I will give it credit there where credit is due. It is fun. Is this something I would like listen to on a drive in the car? No, but like I said, I think it has its setting. I definitely think it has its setting, and I think its setting, um, you know, can make anyone turn up. Like it's just if you're in a nightclub, you're jumping to this song. That's how it is, and a lot of the songs on this album. But yeah, I mean, Kim Petras, it was an interesting first impression to her and her music. Um, it definitely, I don't know. I think I was being hypercritical because I definitely don't think it's like bad, but I don't think it's kind of just that mid for me. I definitely think, like I was saying, it's setting. If it's in the right setting, it would definitely get bumped up a notch on my scale, on my rating. But in this case, I'm sitting at a desk looking into a camera, with this ring light that is giving me a crazy headache. But yeah, I don't mean to be too hypercritical, to be honest. I don't know. There was just some songs I obviously wasn't feeling. But that's not a bash because there's definitely some good. I know I was saying the good is like but like I said, the good is good, but the lows for me, just weren't great, and it's not even like, I don't know. It's just kind of like album fillery songs. So the best of this album, yeah, it's good. I like it. I would definitely turn up to this at a club, but that's just the kind of the way I see it. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this reaction, sorry for being a hater. I wasn't. I really don't try to be a hater. I don't know what got into me, but yeah, I'm just obviously not the target demographic. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please do like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me grow. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Doses.